Event Ensemble
Hey.
in the spotlight today with Grins to Go, Brett Carlson. So
Hi,
nice to have you
guys.
join us.
Thank you, Scott. Great to be here.
Wow. First of all, Grins to Go is such a unique photography service outside of a traditional photographer or photo booth, which you're
Right.
not.
Right.
It's a really different kind of photography service. So let's start with, what is Grins to Go?
So Grins to Go is an on-location mobile event and portrait photography company. We do everything from events with a few people to hundreds of people. We've even done an event with 1,200 people. And we bring our full studio style setup to your event, your home, your office. It includes professional backdrops, professional photographic strobe lighting, and our professional cameras. We go all out. We don't chintz on anything. We make it professional, even though we're out on location. And we've been doing this for over 13 years now. So we are definitely the experts, and we know how to make you look good out on location.
But there's an added bonus here. You're not just taking pictures,
we specialize in printing on site at events.
Okay, wait a minute. So backdrops, professional photographer, professional lighting, and
printing on site. So
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and it's very unique. The photo booths have their place. They were kind of the starters of the printing on site at events type of thing. We took it to a whole other level, and we do it with our professional photography. So whereas a photo booth is very static, it can't adjust to the number of people that are in a picture, we can, because the photographer has the camera in hand. So if you've got a couple, that's just two people, we can move in, zoom in and get a perfect picture there. You've got a group of 20 on set, we back up, go wide, get everybody in the shot. So we have that ability to make every picture ideal for the people that are on the set. And we also, with the printing on site, we've had our good process, an outstanding process really, ever since we started. And it's just gotten better and more efficient through the years as we have gotten better and the technology has changed and gotten better. So, we bring people on set, photographer gets them posed, takes a few pictures, they come off set, come over to the viewing printing station. While they're looking at their pictures being helped by an assistant, the photographer is already getting the next people on set and posed and taking their pictures. So we multitask, that way our lines stay moving, they stay short. And we offer multiple different print sizes for our guests to choose from when they're viewing their pictures and deciding what they would like to have printed. These range from 4x6s, 5x7s, 8x10s, and wallets. Everything's done very quickly, most of them done in 30 seconds or less per print. So by the time they're done picking their pictures, we do a transaction with them. We're picking the prints up off the printer and handing them to them before they ever walk away from our area.
So it's not just that photo strip.
No, definitely not. We can do that if that's what the client really wants, but we generally steer them away from that because that's just not our thing. Our thing is giving you professional portrait prints, like I said, up to an 8x10 to hang on your wall or put on your desk in your office. Yeah, it is. So, yeah.
And are we using the same technology as a photo booth would in terms of printer paper and ink cartridges, or is it a higher level?
The printer and the ink is probably about the only thing that is the same with us and photo booths. So yes, okay. we are using the same. It's the same speed and quality there, but remember, since we are using professional lighting and professional cameras with a professional photographer, getting the right look and adjusting everything, the quality is going to be higher, even though the prints are on the same paper and media.
Okay, so the print media is comparable, but
Right.
the experience and the quality of the actual image, because I'm not looking like that.
Right.
Right. I totally get it.
It's elevated. Yes.
And you mentioned the backdrop.
Correct.
So I know that the backdrop is typically static in a professional photography situation. Is that correct? So you're not doing green screen per se.
We have the ability to do green screen, but and I do have a green screen available, but most of the time we're using a static backdrop. Most of my events, I use it's a gray backdrop that is just very good for all occasions, all dress, all skin tones, you name it, everybody looks good on it. I do have 5 or 6 other backdrop options I can choose from, or the client can choose from if they have a specific look that they're looking for their event.
And so if you wanted to be branded like a step and repeat, something like what I'm showing right
Correct.
now, you could do that. Or if it was a company logo that you wanted to set up in some fashion, all of those would be options, I assume. Right?
Yes, with the green screen, we do have that option. Yes.
All right, excellent. And that would allow them, when they're picking out their pictures or before they take their pictures, that they could pick what they wanted. So they want to be in front of the Eiffel Tower, or they want to be at the beach. I don't know. I'm just checking.
Yeah, that's something that would be a possibility. We tend to steer our clients away from that, because when you give people too many choices like that, that slows down the line. And while it's good for options, when we're doing an event for 500 people in a matter of 2 or 3 hours, you don't want to have too many choices and slowing things down. So we try and keep the options simple and pleasing for everybody.
So the choice is: do you want this wallet size, or do you want 8 by 10?
More or less, yeah. One more thing about having like a step and repeat type of thing. Another option that we do is, instead of a step and repeat, we use our backdrop and we put the company logo down in, say, the bottom left corner of the picture on the print.
On the print, smart.
So that way it's there, but it's not distracting, too distracting.
It's not in your face.
From the overall image, yes.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah. I love that. And because we've worked together before, I know an added advantage is you're a professional photographer, so you could even take candids in the moment that night. That can be part of the service that you provide.
Absolutely. We can do it in conjunction with our printing on site set. We've got 2 photographers, one doing the set, one doing, candids. Or if somebody is not quite ready to do the printing on site aspect, we can be traditional event photographers and go out and do the candid pictures during the event to capture everything that's going on, the guests, the people at tables, the dining. If it's an award ceremony, we capture the awards going on stage, things like that. Just everything that a typical event candid photographer would do.
Very nice. And a huge kudos to you, my friend, because we have worked together before. I know that you're quick about, no pun intended, or flash, in a flash, right?
Right.
That you can get us some images that you've taken, whether it's in front of your camera with the backdrop or some candid shots, so that we can then put them up on the big screen for the audience to see and let them go, look, that's us. That just happened. We were right there. And it's a big wow. And so we always enjoy working with you.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yes.
I mean, there are other reasons, but that's a good reason for me as a DJ that does the big screen thing.
Of course, yes. And that's definitely something that we can accommodate during events that we work with you as well as others.
So you're doing the photography. You're obviously a professional photographer.
Yes.
Without getting too nerdy, I'm assuming it really is all about the camera. Or is it all about the lighting? Or is it all about the technician behind the camera? Take your choice. There's 3.
Right. And I'm going to say all 3, to be honest, especially with our setup and the printing on site. So you do have to have a good photographer that knows how to work with people and get them posed and things like that. You do have to have good lighting, because when we're doing this setup, I hate to use this phrase, but we're churning and burning. We are getting through people quickly.
Let me help you out here, because again, and I'm a broken record here, that we've worked together before. And one of the things that I really enjoy about the fact is not just that you have a photographer, but you have a staff. So there's several people that are managing the process all at the same time, so that while you are churning and burning, the quality is still there. And I've seen photographers who will not be named that are just, they don't have personality, or that they're rude because they're so in the burn and churn process that they lose the personal friendliness and courtesy that your team always exudes. I've seen with the kids who are not yet cooperating, or the adults that are still, with 3 drinks in a hand, or they've had 3 drinks and they're looking for the next 3, and they're trying to get in front of your lens, and all of this is going on, and you remain cool as a cucumber. Just friendly,
we try.
Calm. You're pretty successful at it, so take the compliment and leave it at that.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've seen a lot in over 13 years of doing events, and I won't say that nothing surprises us anymore, because there's almost always something that comes up that surprises us, but we know how to handle it.
Off camera, I'll share with you one of my favorite surprises one day.
Got it.
So obviously, the white elephant in the room is COVID.
Yes.
We're going to return. What is your vision for Grins to Go moving forward, knowing that we're getting shots in the arm, and they're predicting, a good summer according to Biden, or for sure holiday parties coming up? Yes.
Yes, I am hoping that things will start to gradually move back towards what our old normal was by the fall, by Christmas time. I'm thinking it may be even a little bit longer, farther into the spring. This year may not look like what it was in the past, but it's going to get there, and events are going to start coming back, and we at Grins to Go will be ready. Where whoever wants to have a party, have an event, and if you would like to have pictures on set, we will be ready to serve you, and we'll make everybody look great and have a great time, and do it without masks on their faces in the pictures.
Yeah. We're not going to go down that path.
Correct.
But we are going to talk about the fact that you're going to be ready. So during this time, have you been taking the opportunity to advance your skill or understanding of a particular product or service? You've added something new. Anything on the cutting edge you want to share?
Not at this point. We're very good in what we have available to us right now. There has not been too much that has come out that's really piqued my interest as far as new technology. One thing that's kind of a behind the scenes thing, normally we have our camera attached to our computer via a USB cable. It's not an issue for the guests, because it's just between the photographer and the assistant, kind of that area. But there is a technology that I have invested in that's a wireless transmission going from the camera to the computer. So that way it takes away from that, piece of cable that could be a tripping hazard for whether it's the photographer, the assistant, or any guests that happen to wander onto the wrong place of the set.
It is a set.
Yes. Yeah, there's, the lights are on each side. You've got the print station close by there. You've got a backdrop that's on, not only set up behind them, but usually folded, not folded, but laid out on the ground where they're standing for the picture. That way we've got
That's so you get that seamless look.
absolutely, yeah. It's got the clean look of a backdrop all the way from underneath you to above your head. That way, if we take a full body picture, which we usually do on at least one of them, you're not looking at the floor of wherever we are, and then the backdrop. There's not that break there. It's a full clean look of a backdrop.
It just drives me, and I'm not the photographer, but it drives
Right.
me crazy when people will take their own selfie in front of a step and repeat, or in front of a backdrop of some type, and they don't think to crop out the part that's not the backdrop. So you
Right.
see the frame of the backdrop, and you see that the backdrop doesn't go all the way down to their feet, but that it only goes, a couple inches above. And
Right.
it's like, the whole purpose of this backdrop is that you take them there and it looks like you're in front of something, not that to see that something.
Right.
I don't know if you can explain it better, but there you go.
No, I can't really explain it better because you did very well, and it's true. Most people do not take the whole picture into consideration. Whereas as a professional photographer, that's my job,
Right.
is to look at everything that's in the picture, not only the face and the faces and the people that are in front of me, but look at the entire backdrop and how, something that's over here is going to be distracting when you print this picture out or look at it on your computer. So yeah.
Wow. It reminds me of people when they take pictures, two people next to a pole, and the
Yes.
pole comes right down in between them, and it's like a dividing line, even though they're a
Or
couple, or
yes,
it looks like it's going through their head or something.
exactly. That's what I was just going to say. Having it, that's what I always look for when I'm taking pictures of people outside, is making sure that there's not a pole or a tree or something sticking directly up from somebody's head. So yeah, that's exactly what you're looking for.
Again, a professional photographer who has an eye for these things,
Mhm.
may be subtle for just those people with, one of these, right?
Right.
But that's why you have a professional.
Yes, that's a professional touch.
Exactly. And that's
Yes,
why we go with Grins to Go.
I appreciate that.
So tell me if you were going to share one photographic, I don't want to say secret per se, but maybe a trick or a tip or something that allows you to create. Aww. Do you have something like that?
um, I think a couple of things. One, we're very focused on the lighting that we do. So even if you're out somewhere taking your own picture, try and make sure that you have good lighting on your subjects, and whether that's turning them where they're facing the sun, hopefully not squinting. You can turn them off to the side a little bit so that it's not directly in their eyes, but have good lighting in their faces. Indoors, um, make sure that it's not too shadowy on their faces, probably like mine is right now because I have direct lighting from above. So it's making it a little dark under the eyes. Try and make it where they've got at least some light coming towards their face. And then two, fill the frame. I still see so many people that take pictures that the people are this tiny and the picture is this wide. For some outdoor pictures and you're wanting to get the landscape, okay, that's good. But if you're inside and there's nothing extraordinary about your background, fill the frame with the people. Do it from waist up, do it from chest ups, something like that. But
and zoom in.
zoom in, fill the frame with their faces, or make sure the people are like at least half of the picture that you're taking, if not more, if not 3/4.
The second tip is really good. I can't tell you how many times on your first tip about the lighting that the venue will say, well, that's the door they always come in. It's like,
Right.
well, I'm glad that's the door they always come in, but at this time of day, the sun is facing that door. And so when they come in, all you're going to see is two shadows coming in that door. There is
Right.
no picture there. And even for the audience, it's sometimes tough for them to see because of the sunlight coming in that direction. So
Yep.
this door that has no exit sign, by the way, this door, much better place. The sun's not in the way. It's in the proper,
Right.
let's come in this door.
And that's something that, you know, as an experienced DJ, that helps out not only your clients, your bride and groom, but also the photographer. And the photographer may not have thought about it like you have. So kudos to you and your experience for thinking things through like that.
Well, I'll take the compliment. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome.
Well, this has been a treat because I
Yes, it
love
has.
catching up with you, Brett. Thank you so
You as well,
much.
Scott. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it.
Stay successful.
Thank you. You as well.